That's unfortunate. Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order Lostbelt number 5, Olympus. Last time, we finally killed those damn Dioscuri. And now we're on to Section 18. Europa got kidnapped, so that's the thing. So we're probably gonna have to fight her. And I think there's only 7 sections left. I think there's 26 sections in total. So we're almost done. So let's continue with Section 18. Section 18. I am the thunder that smites the stars. Or stars. No, the. Directly beneath the 5th Tree of Emptiness, Magellan. Interstellar mountainous city Olympus. Great orbital shrine, Olympia Dodana. The center of its operations. This will be neither sacrifice nor prayer. All we seek is the king of the gods' judgment. He has ruled the heavens since the dawn of time, emerging triumphant in no less than 4 Machia. By day, he rules over clear blue skies. By night, he conquers what lies beyond them. He is the wielder of the great thunderbolts capable of shattering stars, galaxies, even the very universe. None less than the authorities of Uranus and Cronus bow to his will. Oh yes, he is the great Demiurge, the one who wields the Cronus crown for all eternity. Oh, almighty Zeus, please, grace us with your presence. Tell us what should be done with this cowardly, treacherous queen. Europa. I trust you understand why you, my priestess and queen, stand here awaiting sentence, like a common criminal. Lord Zeus. Well now, I simply must ask, what in the world were you thinking, O Queen? Indeed, you are heavenly Zeus's queen and priestess. You are the direct recipients of his love. And yet, this is how you repay him? With treason and treachery? It was your guidance that enabled the pitiful dregs of the 4th Machia to vanquish both Demeter and Aphrodite. Ah, how tragic! Ah, how shameful! Even worse, it was all for nothing! No matter how hard you struggle, your proper human history home will never return. There is no longer a Europe to call your mother. What a waste! What utter foolishness! I suppose this is simply what comes of letting humans act on their own feelings. Enough. You know we have no reason to involve ourselves with Olympus's affairs, Limbo. Our only job is to await the foreign god's advent. Your interference has far overstepped its bounds. Oh, believe me, I was very uncertain as to whether I should get involved. But when I saw such a deplorable spectacle unfolding before my very eyes, why, I simply couldn't help but take these matters into my own hands. Indeed, if offering up my own head would make things right, it would be a small price to pay. Gods from foreign lands. The time of judgment is at hand. There will be silence in my great shrine. Yes, of course. My most humble apologies. In that case, yes, by all means. We disciples of the foreign god humbly await your most just and righteous decision, O mighty Zeus. Please, take all the time you need. What's gonna happen to Europa? If they're dragging her onto Zeus's altar, it's gotta be because they're about to cut her head off, right? Very possible. Damn it! I don't get it. Europa still hasn't told them our names, even though we make perfect scapegoats. Why not? If she just tells them us cryptors made her do it, I'm sure they'll at least spare her life. Calm down, Kadok. You really should learn to think before you speak one of these days. I know Zeus agreed not to listen in on our conversations as part of his contract with Kirishtaria, but we don't know for sure if he's keeping his word. You're right. I'm sorry. That said, the fact that his thunderbolts haven't already burnt us to a crisp is a good sign that he is. As for Europa, it's really not hard if you think about it. There's a very simple reason she's not saying anything. It's because she doesn't want you to die here. Or me, for that matter. Besides, I'm pretty sure she hasn't given up yet. Even now, she's chosen to remain materialized instead of ending her own life. She's really strong, isn't she? Well, of course she is. You don't get to be the mother of Europe by being weak. Kadok? I'm gonna go see Wooddime. I don't know if it'll make any difference, but I'm gonna try coming clean. Go for it. In the meantime, I've got something of my own I want to try. You aren't gonna kill yourself, are you? Of course not! There's no way I'm dying in a world without David in it. No, I'm just going to make sure a certain cartoonishly evil monk gets a bit of comeuppance. I like Pepe, he's nice. Europa. I do not think you have gone mad. I am certain you agonize over the choice you made. However, you should have said something to me before setting down your chosen path. If you had done that, we could have avoided needless bloodshed, and gods who are now dead would still be alive. What a tragedy. I loved you. In you, I saw a chance for our Lostbelt and your human history to reach an understanding. But it seems your blood ties to your original world were stronger than I realized. What was done is done, as I well know, but I must ask you all the same. Why? This Lostbelt, this world over which I rule, is the path this world must take for Earth to be restored, for mythology to be restored. This is the path humans are meant to follow, and yet... Why, my queen? Why did you do it?
O kind and gentle Zeus. Alas, what you feel for humans like myself, my dearest Zeus, is not love. You are a great protector of humans. You do a wonderful job guiding us. I can even see genuine compassion in your eyes when you look upon us. It is, however, not the manner in which one looks upon equals. It is the manner in which one looks upon pets. Surely in your great omnipotence, you must already know that.
Europa. Indeed, I do. The love we give to humanity has been the love one has for pets, ever since we awoke as gods. Perhaps things would have been different back then. Back when we were but unthinking ships with only enough intelligence to cross the sea of stars.
No, my dear Zeus. I am afraid you are mistaken. Humanity would never have loved a ship without a heart at all. Almighty Zeus, King of the gods, I am overjoyed that you decide to take a form that resembles ours.
Europa, I have no doubt that the love you feel for me is genuine. However, I cannot overlook the sins you committed by aiding in the depths of two gods. Even my twin children, the Dioscuri, are now gone from my interstellar mountainous city, thanks indirectly to you. Thus, it is with a heavy heart that I must pass judgment upon you. Attention, my beloved citizens of Olympus. I, the all-powerful Zeus, bring you news from atop great orbital shrine Olympia Dodana. A decision has been made. Decision has been made. Queen Europa, my beloved emissary from proper human history, has regrettably committed a grave sin. Deicide. Weep and wail, my beloved citizens. Your lamentations are my tears. Your wails are my anguish. At noon today, upon Olympia Dodana's great altar, there will be a public execution of Queen Europa. My beloved citizens, you will all be shown video of the execution. Watch it closely. Let tears spill down your cheeks. Once the execution is over, you will be permitted to mourn the loss of our queen for the next 100 years. God darn it. Why this time? What is with the random data updates? Come on, load already. Foe? Foe, why aren't you running? Foe? Uh-oh. Oh, this crash. Like, I think it froze. Alright, guys, reload. Man. So, public execution, eh? I think we are the executors. Whoops. Before I mute that. New master missions! Yay! Did it finish the thing? It did not! Okay, let's go back into this. Fun. I don't know if that was the end of the cutscene, or there's still more. So I'm just gonna fast forward to this. Blah 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 blah. Stuff happens. Okay, that was the end. Cool. Okay, so 3 enemies. Or 3 enemy types. I think it's just mobs for the next like 5 nodes. So let's use a farming comp. Casters and lancers, so yeah. Switch this with imaginary round because I do have the 30% thing. Give Kaleido to Ivan. Switch out Scotty for... Where am I? Anastasia. Give Anastasia the Kaleido. Or no. One of my Kaleidos. Boop. Drop this thing for Mash. And yeah. This should be a good quick farming comp. Do. Oh, story.
Bravo! Did you hear that, Senpai? They're going to publicly execute.
I heard! And noon is only 3 hours from now! Easy there, young man. I can't have you running off yet again. We only just re-established our connection. Just make sure you are safe and sound back in the line space, yes? Good. Now hold on just a moment. I've just finished going over your latest reports, and I need a moment to think. Putting aside the fact that your recent run-in with Tamamovich Koyansaka is condensed into a single line that simply says, encountered and fought Tamamovich Koyansaka. Oh yes, I took the liberty of abridging our battle report, as she continued to be rather sore subject for Gordov. In the meantime, I would appreciate if you kept the truth about her identity just between us, at least until our mission here is concluded. Gotcha. I say, why are you all hushed up over there? I can hardly afford to be confused right now. I also see that the Grand Summon Oracle, Aether, is now in your possession. Good, good. It is most unfortunate that this collaborator, Queen Europa, was captured. It is also a great shame you lost a capable ally in Prometheus Hephaestus, and that the enemy now knows about your underground hideout. However, in spite of all that, we are by no means at a disadvantage. Thankfully, Queen Europa execution does not change our situation, which is the most important thing. Really, now that the Aether is safely in our possession, it seems to me her role in this operation is over. Am I wrong?
Well,
true. I doubt the collaborator will have a major part to play from here on. While this will, of course, be easier said than done, for the final phase of Operation God Destroyer, we need to only activate Aether in front of Zeus. As such, painful though it may be, there is nothing for us to gain by rescuing Queen Europa from her public execution. If anything, the prudent thing would be to stay far away, as it is very likely a trap designed to lure us in and wipe us all out at once. Hear, hear! Even I can see what an obvious trap this is. And besides, the fact is, at this point, whatever happens to her has no effect on us. Yes, no effect at all. You do understand what I'm getting at, don't you? Listen, it's difficult to say, but we are fighting a war, and in times of war, one must sometimes make unpleasant decisions, even be callous. So, as one who has walked the path of Jesus Christ! Okay, give me a minute. Sorry about that. So as one who has walked the path of cruelty and callousness myself, let me offer you this advice. Now is not the time to deliberate. Wherever you decide, I urge you to make your choice quickly.
So, you think we should make up our minds soon, Emperor Caligula?
Indeed I do, Shield Maiden.
Right now, our ultimate objective is to cut down the Tree of Emptiness. And to do that, we'll also need to slay Zeus. Of course, we know what will happen if we're successful. Cutting down the Tree of Emptiness will end this Lostbelt, causing all of Olympus to disappear. And Adelaide and me will probably end up dying.
So, we've never been able to observe from the inside exactly what happens to a Lostbelt when it disappears from Earth. So I can't say for sure what will happen. But yes, we expect everything will disappear. And the chance of any life forms inside the Lostbelt surviving is vanishingly small. Yes, we understand. The gods once told us that the destruction of the Tree of Emptiness would mean the death of all Olympus. We knew that, and we still chose to remain in the God Destroyer Alliance.
Even if we're all going to die anyway once we succeed, Queen Europa doesn't deserve to be executed. She should at least have a more dignified death. No, that's not it. That's not really how I feel. That's only a pretext, an excuse. Everyone in Olympus gave up on being a father, or a mother, or any kind of parental figure long ago. They're all just things to be protected, mindless reeds who never think about anything besides prostrating themselves before the gods. But something about Lady Europa reminded me of my mother.
I see. So she doesn't see humans like you and Miss Adelaide as mere things to be protected, but rather as children whom she wants to learn and grow as a true parent would.
Yeah, that's right. I know we only spent a tiny bit of time with her last night, but when I saw her grieving the 10,000 years we spent in stagnation, and how she and Adelaide laughed together, for a moment, it felt like I was looking at her mother again.
Your mother? So?
Yeah, as far as Olympus is concerned, no, that's not it. As far as we're concerned, Queen Europa is the last mother to ever look out for us. She's the last person who ever wished for a future where we could learn and grow. That's why I
want to witness the Tree of Emptiness's destruction and face our final moments with her, together. Your final moments, huh? Yes, that's how we feel.
Sister.
I feel the same way, Makarios.
There is dignity in death. As an anti-hero who stole that dignity from far too many people, Baron Draco, I too would ask that you grant their wish, so that the end of all things past may at least be a peaceful one. Indeed, that is also the wish held by many lives I stole, lives that were lost thousands of years ago, and whose wish even now resonate firmly within my soul.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. I could never make a choice I knew would result in my death. Hell, I don't even want to think about making one. Or to remember that such choices even exist. But, that being said, I would never reject another choice made under such circumstances. Neither would I mock nor deride it. I just find it very sad. And I do understand that, if there was only one thing one could ask for in their final moments, it would be to share those moments with someone precious to them. Well, not me, of course. Certainly not me. As a mage, my mind easily transcends such mundane human concerns. At any rate, very well. Adelaide, Makarios, I understand how you feel. So I think, under the circumstances... Okay.
Let's go stop Queen Europa's execution.
Right, exactly. Besides, you two have done nothing but help us ever since we arrived. And while I'd like to reward you, at the moment, I can't even present you with a single freshly baked croissant. So, while this will undoubtedly be risky, if this is the best reward the God Destroyer Alliance could ask for, then we at Chaldea are more than willing to help. Hang on, you already agreed? Why couldn't you let me finish my little speech first?
Sorry about that, Director. And thanks.
Fo!
You guys.
Thank you so much. We know we're being very selfish, but... Selfish my ass. You don't need to thank us. Besides, we know plenty well by now how far you two are willing to go for what you believe in. I barely remember what my own mother looked like. But if I could, I'm sure I have wanted to protect her too. So yeah, no way we're gonna ignore your request and go our separate ways after everything you've done for us.
Exactly.
It seems you've reached an agreement. Then our next stop is Great Orbital Shrine Olympia Dodana.
Finally, Operation God Destroyer will be taking the fight to the enemy. You guys better not mess up this last part. Now, we don't want to encourage them. We want to encourage them, not discourage them. Good luck, everyone.
Oh yeah! It's time for the final golden attack! Let's go teach that asshole Zeus a thing or two.
But first... Canis. Oh, you finally wrapped up that sappy crap? About damn time. Also, you know, your samurai intuition or whatever can be kind of creepy. Canis? You were in your spirit form? Pick up your damn shield. You sense that? There's official guards headed into every damn room in the underground. I knew those scurry bastards must have tipped them off by us. Check it out. They're crawling up our collective ass even as we speak.
Whoa. Power surge.
Canis is right. I'm picking up dozens of clearly hostile magical energy signals near the Alliance base. Boo! Boo!
Target spotted! There you are, vile Chaldeans. I see the God Destroyer Alliance is here too. Listen up, you scum. Do what we say and we'll grant you the mercy of a painless death. But if you should show the slightest hint of resistance, we will bring the full force of the Olympus official guard down upon your heads. What is your answer? Get ready to fight!
Understood. Activating Orcanax's emergency combat mode. Engaging auto maintenance functionality. Output at 60, 70. Stabilized at just over 70%. The Aegis protection is still in effect. Commencing battle.
Oh cool, long one wave. Everyone dies! Just give me all the boost. And be chaining fun. Ooh, actually, probably should adjourn a second. Oh, actually. Yeah, no, Arjuna should have better. He has a buster down before damage, while Ivan has buster down after damage. Although Arjuna does do more damage than everyone, so yeah. Hey, this is the best one. Ooh, we're really close. That's just one guy in particular. I did not see the enemies remaining. I was stupid. Oh well. Ooh, Arjuna Buster. And we go. Okay, so lesson learned. Pay attention to what's going on. Oh, I forgot to put Ivan's ND gain up. Wow. Carefully. Ah! Damn it! I just crushed my knuckle. How'd that even happen? Nothing really useful for me to do here. Definitely should take care of the Mamiya though. No. Let's put our junior last. Ooh, I've been chained. Love to see that. And I've got 2 NP gain again. Oh well. Damn, this could be redone, man. Still not enough. Boop, boop, and boop, I guess? Anyways. So last night, I stayed up till like 5 a.m. reading, Arifureta, I Heart Isekai. My god, laugh so much. It's exactly like my speed of humor. Just absurdity after absurdity. No, I think Arjuna will still do more damage. And it's a lot of like after story references. Like if you read Arifureta but you haven't read the after story web novel series, a lot of things might seem slightly out of character or exaggerated. But if you read after story, you're like, yeah, that's probably how it played out. So fun. And you can also really tell that the guy really loves his the world he built in Arifureta. He loves the character so much.
All hostiles have temporarily disappeared. We subdued the guards. Ha! These guards are nothing now. Ah ha ha ha! I must have gotten even stronger than I was before. We all know they're just as tough as ever, Canis. We just happen to have a momentum on our side at the moment. But that won't be the case if we have to face 2 more waves in here. So we better get while the game's good. I know, I just felt like saying it. And why the hell do you talk so weirdly sometimes? Cut it out, it gets on my nerves. Aw, now what you got against cowgirls? We ain't nothing if not charming, as all get out.
We have to abandon the space. Come on. We can get to the surface from the southern corridor. Hurry!
Nikola Tesla, heroic spirits.
Well, this doesn't look good. I'm afraid our circuits were damaged during the battle. I hate to say it, but it seems this is as far as we go. But please, don't worry about us, my lady. We've already said our goodbyes.
At least our heroic spirit selves have. Remember, we're just AIs using their personas.
Indeed. And they certainly couldn't program emotions onto us on top of everything else. So while we may not feel sad at this parting, it was still an honor to have fought by your sides, even if we are only heartless AIs.
Not at all. The honor was all ours.
Thanks, everyone. Farewell, Master of Chaldea.
Foo! Foo!
We're currently directly underneath central Altar Town. We should be able to see the Great Orbital Shrine in the sky once we reach the surface. Our first step will be to escape to the surface, while our second will be to use the aircraft to take flight. From there, we'll make our way directly to the shrine. Will that work, Makarios?
Should be a problem.
Hey, mustache.
Are you talking to me? What is it? Do you have an issue with my decision?
Nah, I'm sure you didn't make that call lightly. Now, if you just agreed to go along on the spur of the moment, because the twin speech moved you or some crap, then I'd be smashing your fat face in. But nah, you were actually weirdly persuasive back there. Hey, Gordov Musket.
You use my name? What's it now?
Once we leave the base, we're gonna be fighting off enemies left and right. So since we might not get another chance to talk, I'm gonna go ahead and say this now. I will kill Zeus. On that, you have my word. And when I do, we'll officially be even. You good with that?
Absolutely. That sounds more than acceptable. Good luck, Canis. Also, once you all take to the skies, we'll be right behind you in the storm border. Oh ho! So the storm border will be joining the fray as well. Now that is truly starting to feel like the final showdown is upon us. While I doubt we'll be able to control the skies completely, we can at least throw them into confusion. We can do that much, right, Technical Advisor?
Yeah, we can. I personally guarantee it. At long last, it's time for us to take to the skies of Olympus.
Da Vinci!
Captain's just about back up on his feet too. From here on, the storm border will be here to back you guys up. First, we need to get rebooted, but once we do that, we'll be ready to unveil the special flight capabilities.
How did I never notice that bird on her shoulder?
Which means next time we see each other, it'll be up in the big blue yonder. So make sure you survive long enough to take flight, and we'll do our best to survive long enough to reach the Great Orbital Shrine's airspace.
Sounds good. Wait, what? Sorry to interrupt, Kadok, but we've got wyverns!
Are you kidding me? I just defeated a servant. I'm running on fumes here.
Oh, I see. Fortunately, I still have a little magical energy to spare myself.
Oh, is that so? Must be nice for you, being a hotshot elite with magical circuits out your ass. Damn it! What the hell with those wyverns? I can't believe they're actually blotting out the sky! Not even the tropiest of trope blockbusters would resort to a played-out cliche like that. Like this. What are two masters alone supposed to do against numbers like that?
You said it. I would expect the French of all people to go with something more avant-garde.
What the hell kind of snark is that? Just because I'm using movie comparisons doesn't mean you should too. Oh, come on, now you're sulking? I'm the one who feels like sulking. Ugh, come on, let's just get out of here. There's no way we can win. First, we're gonna find a ley line. Then we're gonna summon a servant and start fighting back. Got that, Wood Dime? I'm sure as hell not giving up without a fight. We can't afford to lose, not with all of humanity counting on us. I already took my tendency to whine and my inferiority complex and tossed them to the sign yesterday. So I'm ready to do the thing, one way or another.
Yes, exactly, Kadok. You're a much stronger and more obstinate mage than you give yourself credit for. Good grief. Just our luck that this one would be Rome, where seasoned emperors are alive and well. I wonder if the 5 good emperors are here too. I always secretly admired Emperor Hadrian. It's Hadrian. What the hell's wrong?
Didn't I warn you not to keep that sort of fanboying to a minimum, Wood Dime? As if what you blabbered blabbed about in France wasn't bad enough. Hold on, Ophelia. If we use the Arc de Triomphe as a catalyst, do you think we could summon Napoleon? I couldn't believe it. Besides, the Singularity was in 1431, and the Arc de Triomphe, de l'Etoile, wasn't built until 1836. So it wouldn't even have been there in the first place.
I'm not so sure. If history becomes muddled in singularities, why not space-time too?
Please try to take this seriously. Whatever happened to your usual cool-headed self? Alright, listen up. I'll handle direct combat. You'll handle things like negotiating with the locals, asserting the situation, and coming up with plans. Any objections?
Not at all. You're much more capable in battle than I am, so I'm happy to let you take care of it.
I swear, I didn't even know you were capable of being so accommodating. Do I really have to remind you that we're the last two masters who have been entrusted with restoring humanity? This is the whole reason we were invited to Caldia. We can't afford to make so much as a single mistake. So let's go do what we came here to do, Woodine. It's our duty.
Come now, Hinako. You should know better than to go out on the deck without taking proper precautions. After all, you're, well, you know what you are, right? Won't you drown the moment you fall into the sea?
I think the you-know-what you're talking about, that I can't handle running water, are a Western thing. Whatever the case, it has no bearing on me. I do know what I am, and it isn't what you seem to think. I'm just an ordinary mage, a master like any other. You know, that's how I've been presenting myself all this time. If you knew my secret all along, why are you only bringing it up now? Only now bringing it up.
I wish I could take credit for figuring it out sooner, but I can't. Honestly, I had no idea. I knew you were hiding something, of course. But I didn't realize you were, you-know-what, until the Singularity. It was quite the shock. I never would have guessed you were hiding something this, well, I don't know if it's serious, it's the right word, but it's certainly fascinating.
Fascinating my foot? This is a matter of life and death for me, you know. Also, when did you get to be so insensitive? I could have swore you were a lot more tactful back at Caldia.
I'm sorry, you're right. I shouldn't have been so careless with someone else's secrets. I suppose this Singularity just feels so open and liberating compared to the others we've seen so far that I end up being a bit more freewheeling than usual.
So we've both been putting on an act then. Now it's my turn to be shocked. I had no idea you were such a good listener. You remind me of someone I once knew a long time ago. He always acted and spoke like a perfect noble. Yet, he was surprisingly easygoing and soft on the inside. He was too kind for his own good, too. So much that he ended up poisoning himself just to keep the peace around him. If that's what you were really like too, are you sure we'll be okay going forward? You do know we're the only ones who left who can restore humanity, right? Well, not that it matters much to me either way. I couldn't care less if human history keeps going or not. So, if I ever get bored of all this and bail, you'll have to figure out the rest all on your own.
It's hard to believe there's a Singularity in London as well. Even the Mage Association is nowhere to be found. At least it looks like the clock tower's underground is still the same. What do you make of this mist, Beryl?
It's definitely not cursed. This toxic fog is based in science. I bet there's a giant boiler or something bletching it out somewhere. I mean, we're dealing with the Industrial Revolution now, yeah? Man, my old lady hated that age with a passion. That made her little house in the woods even more unbearable to live in.
What about you? Is this mist affecting your magical circuits?
Aw, thanks, Kirsch. I didn't know you cared. But don't worry, I'm totally fine. My old lady's the only one who hated the consumer culture. Me, I'm A-okay with it. Trust me, when it comes to selling scores, I'll take a trusty pistol over fancy magecraft any day of the week.
True, I have to agree with you there. But only as long as your opponent is vulnerable to firearms.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's pretty much all ghosts and automata here. Whatever, I guess. I guess I can act like a mage for once and do actual magecraft for once. Alright, Kirsch. Since most of the bad guys tend to make their hideouts underground, let's find the nearest subway station so we can crush them and move on. I gotta say though, between the two of us, I'm not too worried. Sure, I was kinda shocked when I found out the rest of the team had been killed, but as long as you're around, I figure we'll be fine. But watch yourself, you hear? I'm not just weak, I'm notoriously fickle too. If we're not careful, I could just as well end up going over to the enemy side. So just keep one hand on the reins while you're out there trying to thread this needle, okay?
Foreshadowing. I can't believe we need to cross the entire American continent on foot. That alone has to make this the most difficult singularity so far. What I wouldn't give for a jet plane right about now. Hell, I'd even take a helicopter. Now, that's enough whining out of you, mister. It's only been 300 kilometers so far, right? We'll be at a city where we can get a hold of a car soon enough. Ooh, I wonder if they'll have a pickup truck. You must have some very strong legs, Pepperoncino. What was your movement technique called again? Jinsokutsu? Jinsokutsu? 1 to 6. Shugendo Roku Jinsu? I've been using magecraft to enhance my own legs, but that only goes so far. I'm certainly not going to be running a marathon anytime soon. Come now, Kirishitaria. Didn't I tell you call me by my real name? It's Mojuren Aru, remember? I figure it's the least I can do to show you a bit of respect after everything you've been through. Is that one of your powers too? Right you are. Techitsu, the power to read others' minds. In my case, I can only tell the color of others' auras. Still, with a color scheme as complex as yours, that's enough to give me a pretty good idea. I swear, gods can be so cruel. And you've done absolutely nothing but help us. Anyway, tell me, when do you think I'll croak? Which singularity? If I know that ahead of time, I won't have to hold anything back. And that might help me be at least a little helpful to you. I really can't say, but I do know that no one has ever made it past the halfway point. And we're at the 3rd singularity right now, which means we'll be at the point ourselves soon. But in your case, you think I could stick around helping you out to the end? It would certainly be lovely if you were right. But unfortunately, there's one more power I have. Rojinsu. It tells me how long I'm going to live, and what my destiny will be. And it's telling me there's no way I'm going to make it to the end. Rojinsu, I see. So that's why you were always so fatalistic. You were unfailingly considerate of everyone else back in Chaldea, but when it came to yourself, you only went through the motions. I always found it strange how someone as so kind to others could be so cold to himself. Aw, please don't look at me like that, hon. Trust me, I feel worse about this than you do. I don't know how many times you've done this before, but you did say that everyone else died partway through, right? So you must have managed to finish the job all on your own. And I'm sure that's just what you'll do this time too, even if you had to fight back your tears over my death. That's why I want you to know my real name. For me, this whole journey has been like a dream. When I come back to life, it'll be like it never happened. But if you use my real name, it'll be all my true self needs to know that I can trust you. And that you really are the right person to lead us. Yes, I suppose it would. You always have been the most observant member of Team A. Is something wrong, Wooddime? Your mind seems closed off. Aren't you the one who asked to see me? You're right. My apologies, Zeus. I was just reminiscing a bit, and must have been more lost in thought than I realized. I hope you can forgive my rudeness. however unintentional it was. I'm only human after all. It's difficult for me to concentrate with your divine aura this close by. What's so funny? I'm here because I'm concerned about you, you know? I want to talk to you about Queen Europa's execution. I don't think you should go through with it. Not only for her sake, but for yours as well. The revelation has been proclaimed. My decision will not be overturned. I understand it is a fatal choice for me, but it is what must be done to maintain the order in Olympus. It is what must be done for your world that named us as gods. I seek not to protect myself, but Olympus. Or rather, the miracle that is this world we only managed to find after years spent wandering. You know, now that you mention it, you never did tell me the story why you all crossed the Sea of Stars. I suppose I haven't, have I? It was a very, very long journey. Before the intelligence that created us died out. They sent us on a meaningless expedition, without so much as a single life form aboard us. Our very universe was on the brink of death. So our flagship, Chaos, exhausted 97% of their resources to send us to your universe. When we arrived, we found this universe to be brimming with life. But we were still unable to locate a planet that met the landing conditions with which we had been programmed. We spent thousands upon thousands of years looking until there were only a scant few of us left. Unable to maintain our convoy, most of our functions ended up wearing away and fusing together. Then, just after we had come to terms with our fate, and accepted that our journey was about to end with our goal unaccomplished, we discovered this planet. It was a miracle, a planet that met 78% of our landing conditions. We quickly made an emergency crash landing on this planet's surface, and the rest, you know. You humans gave us names, even me. In our fleet, the only ship with a name was our flagship, Chaos, and Chaos never landed on this planet. After the first Machia, I became our fleet's flagship in Chaos's place. Once we were only functions. But then you humans gave us names, believed in us to have personalities, and worshipped us as precious beings. We were uncertain of how to respond. The names, the personalities, the worship. None of it was important or even useful for the voyage. And yet, you were delighted, so you decided to accept the faith of the people put in you. Yes, we were delighted. It was the first time we had ever known joy. Joy was a function we neither anticipated nor needed. But we also could not bring ourselves to abandon it. In the end, we all agreed to operate from that point on, not as functions, but as gods. But I was the only one who understood that putting down roots on this planet would mean turning our backs on our original directive. It was not to ensure the people of other celestial bodies flourish, but to revive our home planet. I see. So you decided to conduct yourself as though you were a god, or rather, you changed your own programming. And you did so in order to protect the people of Earth, of Olympus, no matter what it may cost. That meant ruling over not just the people of Earth, but the 12 Olympians as well. You encroached on the other gods' ships' roles, and overstepped your bounds, and did so knowingly. And by integrating all functions within yourself, you became an all-powerful god. Why? It was the only way to resolve an otherwise insurmountable problem. 14,000 years ago, a calamity made its way to this planet. I knew that something like the White Titan, Sephar, a planetary envoy and destroyer of civilizations, existed somewhere in the universe. But I never expected it to make its way to this planet. Zephyr was an invasive weapon, a being capable of destroying entire civilizations whose threat only grew greater the more time passed. There was no time to discuss what to do with the other godships. So I took control of the other 12 Olympians' functions, became a single godship, and drove off Zephyr. Thanks to that, Olympus was saved. But the other godships all came to hate me. And who can blame them? I stole their functions, knowing it would lead them to ostracize me. While all the other godships had the same integration ability, I was the only one who chose to use it. I was the only one who overstepped my bounds. I was the only ship who went mad. You're wrong there, Zeus. In that moment, as far as this world's people were concerned, you were the only true god. My story is just like yours, Zeus. I was changed in a way I never would have experienced if I stayed solely within the bounds of my assigned destiny. All of a sudden, I had motivations I never had been expected to have, and a goal far beyond my reach. All this excess drastically disrupted what my life was originally supposed to be. But even so, I decided to dedicate the rest of my life to that so-called excess. Ever since, it's been my guiding principle, the most important thing in my life. I understand, Zeus. All you did was decide to leave your past self behind in order to save those who gave you meaning. I'm hearing a lot of commotion on the surface. It seems Chaldea has made their way here to rescue my queen. How is the Tree of Emptiness faring, Wooddime? It won't be long before it's ready. Once it is, the only remaining step will be to have one of us use it. If you'd like to use it now, I could always deal with Chaldea myself. No. If they are here to save Europa, then I should be the one to greet them. I will save the Tree of Emptiness for after I have both eliminated Chaldea and defeated you. That certainly sounds ideal to me, but are you sure that's what you want too? It is. This is the only way I can repay you. I'm going to erase this terminal now. It will be the last self of mine I ever make for conversing with a human. Thank you, Kirishtaria. You gave me something I never had. Something I could never have hoped for once I became an all-powerful and began my rule of Olympus. I never had a chance to share my burdens with either Hades or Poseidon, but I did it with you. Farewell, young mage. Farewell, friend. And farewell to you, King of Gods. I hold you in the highest respect.
We made it to the surface. I don't see any civilians in our vicinity. Checking magical energy signals now. Multiple magical energy signals detected. Hostiles closing in from all directions. I expect we're in for a string of fights, Master. Adelaide, Macarios, you two take care of the aircraft. We'll make sure the Symphilides is ready to go at any time. We start flying as soon as we find an opening.
Here they come. I am surprised to see that the great Phantasmos sent out to do battle in the middle of the city. But then, I suppose the Greek gods would never do anything by half measures.
Ha! Ha ha! Now we're talking. I love killing big nasties. Come on, those of you with a death wish. No, scratch that. Those of you who want to die by my spear, come at me. Wow, nice. Now I feel silly for ever thinking you might be bored. It's great having you on our side, Canis. You know, now that we're coming up on the final battle, I think I'll get dressed for the occasion. Whoa! Ascension time. What's with the outfit? Isn't it gonna get in the way of fighting? You don't want to. You don't want to get ripped in battle, do you? Huh? You really think I saved my best outfit for my victory homecoming? I'm Lady Musashi. I gotta look my best while I'm at my best. Alright, you creaky mechanical gods. Get a load of this. You two phantasmals. As a heroic spirit, I might not be on the same level as the great hero Heracles when he kicked your asses long ago. But as a soul inscribed in humanity, I'm still as strong as 1,000 soldiers in my own right. So come at me, steel phantasmals from the age of gods, and I'll lay you all to rest in no time. Come on, let's do this thing. All right. I want to get at least chapter or section 18 done before I end for the night. Okay. This should be fine. I think I should be able to clear the road. Hopefully these don't take too long. I'm pretty sure it's in the first wave battles. Let's do a quick tip on that. Yeah, just come here. Yeah, it should be fine. Ooh, chapter 20 is dense. Okay, this is the last wave. Let's just boost up Arjuna, get Anastasia ready. Man, she needs still made damn bullets. That's the only reason why she's not maxed out yet. She used up all my bullets I had in inventory. Let's see. Tomorrow, do the thing up, their epilogue. So then gotta do the challenge quest for that. And the best farm was finally unlocked, I guess. Oh, I know she had a interlude. Cool. Ooh, more story. Good. No one's here. We jumped off meeting with Zeus. And since Khaldia is bound to show up to save Europa, the alter egos are sure to be keeping their eye on them. Everything's come together, just as I planned. Don't worry about anything else now, Kadok. If there's ever going to be a chance to sift through the data, this is it. You won't get another. I doubt they just left their whole plan laying around, but that's okay. I'll settle for anything they don't want me to know, even if it's just meeting logs. Anything that might provide a clue to the foreign god's true identity. There, the terminal's on. Okay, Wood Dime, don't mind me. I'm just gonna take a little peek at your files here. They're password protected. Figures. I don't have time to try to hack my way in. But let's see if I can guess your password. Crypter. Shit, just my luck. Let's see. 7 characters. Hang on. 7 characters? 7 crypters? What if... KKOASBD. No go, huh? Wait. Maybe he used Peperoncino instead of Scandinavia? KKOAPBD. Seriously? I can't believe he... Nope, no time for that crap now. I'm sick of being a bystander in all this. For now, I'll settle for seeing what you see. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do afterwards. Now, what have we got here? A regularly scheduled report from Ophelia? Based on data, this would have been when Caldi had captured me. Weird. Why is this the only file saved by itself? Sorry about this, Ophelia.
I'm contacting you in regards to the relationship between the Lostbelt and the Tree of Emptiness. To clarify terms, I'm defining Lostbelt as an extension of the pruning theoretical phenomenon, an alternative history that could never exist on Earth as part of proper human history. And the Tree of Emptiness are the anchors holding these lost histories in place. This is witnessed by the fact that the Tree of Emptiness and their respective Lostbelts are so closely tied together. All observational data we have for Lostbelts further substantiates this connection, leaving no room for doubt. As proof, we can look at the Russian Lostbelt, which is disappearing as we speak now that the Tree of Emptiness has been cut down.
The timeline definitely lines up. So, the Russian Lostbelt disappearing is actually what definitely proved the connection between Lostbelts and the Tree of Emptiness, huh? Yeah, that sounds right.
However, the Russian Lostbelt's disappearance only proves one particular trait about the Tree of Emptiness. There is still one major mystery remaining about the Lostbelts. How do they fill in the gaps between when they were pruned from history until they were replanted in present day? That mystery is what I'm reporting in on today. The other day, I heard something from the king of the Scandinavian Lostbelt, Skadi, that points to one possible answer. She clearly remembers the events of the past few thousand years, and does so as though it were perfectly natural. What's more, she did so while understanding that the Lostbelts, including her own, were cut off from proper human history because their continual existence was deemed extraneous. This means she is fully aware that nothing could have happened during the several thousand years between when Ragnarok took place and the present day. And yet, she and her Lostbelt all exist as though those several thousand years of lost history had actually taken place. Quite a contradiction. Of course, well, we can't make any definitive statements based on one king's single passing remark. I do feel confident enough to propose a hypothesis. I suspect that the blank period between a Lostbelt was pruned and when it was replanted in the present day may have actually taken place inside each Tree of Emptiness. In Russia, that period would have been about 500 years. In Scandinavia, it would have been about 3,000. In China, it would be about 2,200, and so on and so forth. To further expound on my hypothesis, I expect that the Tree of Emptiness takes the point at which a Lostbelt's history is pruned, and then simulate what would happen if that history had continued from that point on. By doing so, the tree effectively proves that history's existence, and the result is projected onto the planet itself. If my hypothesis is correct, that would mean the trees are essentially creating history, not rewriting it. Not even a demiurge class divine spirit that once ruled the entire planet could wield this kind of authority on Earth in present day. Woodine, I mean Lord Kiristaria Woodine. Just what is the foreign god anyway?
The foreign god, huh? Guess you didn't know, Ophelia. Me either. No, it's not just you and me. None of us cryptors know what the foreign god looks like. All we know is there's something that resurrected us from our coffins in exchange for making us raise Lostbelts. Except, Wooddime's the only one of us who heard directly what the foreign god's goal is. What's this text file over here by itself? It looks like some kind of note. Gotta say, Woodime, between this and the easily guessable password, you're getting sloppy. Hang on. Is this really a plain text file? What is this?
On the Tree of Emptiness and the Bleached Earth phenomenon. With the exception of us cryptors and the alter egos, the Trees of Emptiness are the only method the foreign god has employed to tamper with Earth. We therefore interpret this phenomenon as signifying that it was the Tree of Emptiness that wiped Earth clean when they descended to the ground. However, after re-reviewing and reanalyzing the data taken from Earth's surface, I'm no longer so sure. To come straight to the point, we may have been mistaken. The Trees of Emptiness only appeared after Earth had been bleached. This order of events is crucial. I don't know which of the cryptors will end up viewing this file, but whoever it is, I hope they find it useful.
Huh? You're telling me that Tree of Emptiness only came down to Earth after it had been wiped clean? But that doesn't make any sense. I thought for sure it was the Tree of Emptiness that wiped out Earth and humanity. But if Earth had already been bleached before the Trees of Emptiness showed up, then why make them? Or the Lostbelt at all? Wait, if the foreign god wanted to get rid of humanity, they wouldn't bother making Lostbelts in the first place. If anything, it seems to me like the whole reason they want a bunch of different possible human histories is because they don't know anything about us. But then, why? Maybe the bleaching wasn't to wipe out humanity, but to make an environment they could set foot in. Maybe they only got rid of humanity because they had no other choice. Maybe a world covered in pure white, brand new textures, is the only kind of world the foreign god can visit. But then, if that were the case, the Lostbelt would only get in the way. So what are they and the Trees of Emptiness for? Damn it, I'm just going around in circles. There's some crucial pieces of information I'm missing. Just my luck. There's too many files on this terminal to find the data I need. And where are these folders scattered all over the place? Is it some kind of anti-hacking measure or something? Shit, I was hoping I wouldn't have to touch the big files. At this rate, I'll have to copy everything. The foreign god. There's no question that they're an aggressor, and that they can't coexist with our humanity, our history. As for the whole god thing, it's more likely that they're a new kind of life form we know nothing about. And god is just the best word we have for it. So why make the Lostbelts? Why use us at all? Is it because they still don't know much about Earth? Nah, that can't be it. We're talking about a being capable of wiping the whole planet clean in a second. Come on, Kadok, think! There's no way the foreign god doesn't know the first thing about Earth or humanity. They must have done their homework, or they wouldn't have known to attack us, Kaldia, before making any other moves. So from that, you can tell that the foreign god is really, really cautious, which is why they're so careful about keeping their identity a secret. Zeus is omnipotent and omniscient, so he doesn't bother to hide who he is. He also had no problem crushing any form of dissent himself. The foreign god's not at that level yet, which is why they're still so careful about any information pertaining to them. That's it. The foreign god's got one major fatal flaw. They don't have a physical body yet. If they did, even if it was just a devised spirit or a terminal, they wouldn't have to rely on anyone else. That's why they enlisted the alter egos and us cryptors to be their hands in this world. Rasputin, Limbo, Marmasa. Why would a foreign being use heroic spirits from Earth? They might have dressed their alter ego disciples up a little, but they're still figures taken from our history. Hang on. What if the foreign god can only make use of things on Earth? No, it's not even that. They can only use things from the past. Things that used to be on Earth. At some point, the foreign god plans on descending to Earth. At least, that's what they told Wooddime. And once the Tree of Emptiness is fully grown, it'll become the foreign god's body. So what happens after that? Maybe, when the foreign god descends and incarnates on Earth, they're going to base their body on the data about Earth we've all been collecting for them. Yeah, that's not a bad theory. If the foreign god absolutely has to have local life forms, then they must be for output. No, wait, for reference. And from there, as long as the foreign god can guide the local life forms successfully.
My, how very perceptive. I see. It would seem that, given enough time, humans will indeed cease to be mindless reeds and start reaching conclusions of their own. I used to laugh at the idea that a few cryptors putting their heads together could ever arrive at the truth. But now I see how close you've come to figuring out the foreign god's true nature. It's clear I underestimated you, Lord Kadok.
Crap! An alter ego!
Indeed, it is I, Limbo.
Uh-oh. Get! Ah!
This simply won't do, Lord Kadok. No, it simply won't do at all. If you're going to go snooping around like a spy, you really must be more prepared for possible consequences. Don't you agree? Wait, oh, I see. I suppose you were prepared after all. Well, I do beg your pardon. I didn't realize that flimsy little shield around your body was meant to provide meaningful protection.
Bastard!
Oh yes, I'm terribly sorry. It seems I've gone and punctured your little spell. And this wound being quite fatal, I'm afraid this is as far as you go. Much as I hope to see you again one day, that seems rather unlikely now. Alas.
Yeah! You alter ego!
So, tell me, have you shared this pet theory of yours with any of the other cryptors? For example, should I assume Kirishtaria Wooddime has reached the same conclusions as you? But no, he hasn't. He'd never permit himself to do such a thing. He's very smart after all. So he knows he'll be disposed of if he arrives at the truth. That's why he kept his thoughts strictly as raw data rather than mulling them over and drawing conclusions. No wonder the foreign god chose him for their executor. Oh my, I do apologize. I completely forgot about the pain curse I had embedded in my nails. No wonder you can't answer my questions then. How careless of me. Well then, pitiful cryptor without a Lostbelt. It would seem this is goodbye.
Huh. I didn't actually think Kadok would die. I went to the dentist yesterday, and my teeth are so clean right now. It is so nice. No more weird calcium deposit at the front of my face that shreds my tongue. It sucked eating salty things that entire time that I was there. Quickly mowing down mobs. Man, I don't know if I want to get what's his name, Voyager, because I already have an NP2 Dante, and that serves a lot of the purposes that for Voyager does. At least I think it does. And then I also have Space Ishtar, but she's only at NP1, and I think I need her to get her to NP2 for like super fun looping shenanigans. But I also want to get Swimsuit Musashi or Summer Musashi. Just because I think she's the only one who can like consistently loop 100k HP waves. Also, the 2 kilogram dream. Can't really go against the 2 kilogram dream. With headshots and all that. Does she come back before or after Castora gets released? Ah, okay. Ooh, figs. Alright, and that's section 18 done. Section 19 is only 2 nodes. I might as well do it. Let's see how long it takes. Hopefully it takes too long. I really need to get sleep. Woke up at noon today. Rather a lot of noise down below. It seems Caldia et al. Have come to save the queen, after all. Even though, I doubt this is a matter of mercy or affection. They are still set on cutting down the Tree of Emptiness. I'm sure this is just something of a pit stop along their way to the tree. Don't you agree? Tidalism Lupus? Yeah. Yeah. You're probably right.
I wouldn't try to talk if I were you. With a wound that deep, if anything you say may end up being your last words. Well, I suppose it was I who asked the question, wasn't it? I do apologize.
Yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about it. At least I managed to close the wound.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Then, from here on, I suppose it all comes down to how lucky you are.
Heh. Good one. Aren't you going to kill me?
No, I'm not. As one of the servants summoned by the foreign god, I have indeed been ordered to supervise the cryptors. But my orders really only apply to one singular cryptor, Kiristaria. So, regardless of what ideas you consider, or what sort of antics you'll get up to, you'll never be eligible for purging.
Heh. Now you tell me. If I'd known that sooner, I wouldn't have stuck around so much. Hey, that thing you said earlier. About Caldia. You said they're working with a samurai woman now, right?
Ah, you mean Miyamoto Musashi? I'm told she's highly abnormal, even for a heroic spirit.
Haha. She was probably pretty abnormal as a human, too. The only kinds of people who'd save someone from being executed just to let them die another way have to be either crazy or samurai. Maybe she's rubbing off on them. You know, Rasputin, they say that samurai don't fight or die for gods. Instead, they risk their lives for duty and loyalty and stuff like that. It might be derived from Confucianism or something, but still.
A samurai, huh? That doesn't quite sound right. From everything I've heard about her, Miyamoto Musashi is about the furthest thing from a samurai. In fact, if anyone is rubbing off on anyone, I would guess it's Caldia rubbing off on Musashi.
That's so. Honestly, I don't really know what you're talking about. All I know is, the way things are going, this place is gonna see some serious action. So what are you gonna do, Rasputin? Me,
So, your strength finally gave out, Cat of Zemlupus. I'm not surprised, given how much blood you lost. I'm impressed you were able to walk this far after Limbo tore a hole in you. It seems I misjudged your mental fortitude. The pain alone from the wounds he inflicts is enough to drive lesser people to madness and then death. How tragically touching. Perhaps this is your crypto pride at work. Your determination to not let Kiristaria Wooddime alone bear the world's burdens. How very boyish of you. Almost rebellious in your self-deprecation. Now then. While I do have to be present for an upcoming birth, I should have some time to spare before then. So, I suppose now is a good time as any to fulfill the promise I made to the Grand Duchess.
Hey, there you are, Koyansaka. I've been looking everywhere for... Whoop. Is this a bad time? I've never seen you in such a foul mood before. What's wrong? The mouse you were chasing end up biting your prized tail or something?
Well now, I'm amazed you can be so droll to such an obviously grief-stricken woman. You should reconsider your handsome playboy act, Lord Beryl. I'm really not in the mood for jokes right now.
Good. That works out nicely. I enjoy a nice round of banter as much as the next guy, but there's a time and place for that kind of thing. See, I don't know if you heard the fireworks outside, but now that they've started, it's pretty clear this Lostbelt isn't gonna last much longer. Whether Lord Zeus crushes Chaldea or Chaldea ends up crushing Lord Zeus, the winners are inevitably gonna end up fighting over the Tree of Emptiness. In which case, it's only right I start getting serious myself, don't you think? After all, you can't survive in this world if you don't stay on your toes, and I'm sure as shit not gonna get myself killed like Kadok did.
Kadok's dead? Who killed him?
Oh, come on, you gotta ask. Limbo, obviously. Guess he just couldn't shake his urge to rebel against Kiristaria. Too bad he got taken out like a chump. Of course, if he had resigned himself to actually being a chump, I just killed him myself. Either way, Kadok was on his way out the moment he came back from Russia with his tail between his legs. Poor little guy. You hate to see it.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Barrel gut, wovenly impurity. You might have had the others fooled, but not me. You're a natural-born killer. You don't have enemies or allies. You're just a mad dog, always hungry for his next kill.
Ouch. Judgmental much? What do you even know about me anyway?
You killed people you find boring. You kill people who deserve to die. And you kill people whose death would be tragic. That's what gets you off. And I have no interest in dealing with a brute like that. They make for terrible clientele. I'm not going to bother asking what sort of prey you're looking for. So I suggest you relax and enjoy your time in this palace until it falls into pieces. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to say my final goodbyes to Father Rasputin before.
Oh, don't be like that, Koyansaka. Besides, I really think you're going to want to hear what I have to say. You're looking for monsters that were never part of proper human history, right? Well, I can lead you to one that's really something. Like, say, a creature that managed to fend off the Earth's bleaching, and still lives on today in the void path that stretches onto the inner sea of the planet. One that goes by the name Dragon of Albion.
What did you just say?
Now we're talking. I thought that might get your attention, Vitch. I knew you were just as much of a sicko as I am. Honestly, all this talk about establishing a perfect age of gods is a little too big for my britches. So I thought I'd cut you in on something a little more life-sized. Don't worry, I'm not gonna call you a cowardly fox or anything. I know what you really are after all. So here's my proposal, Koyan Shaka. I'll find you something you'll really like. If in exchange, you get me out of this Lostbelt. I always knew you couldn't trust Beryl. Okay, so this one's gonna be a little tougher. There are 3 nodes. Assassin and Berserker, then 2 Assassins and Lancer, and then last with 5 enemies? Seriously? That was really slow. Alright, let's see how far this can get. Unfortunately, I was gonna have problems. Yeah, I thought one of them would survive. Alright, moving on. Ooh, back to 45. Okay, this is gonna be slightly more challenging. So, the assassins are definitely surviving, and so is the Olympus soldier. Pretty much everyone survives those. At the very least, I can hopefully kill one of them. Ideally. Okay, good. I took care of the other assassin. Okay, just gotta deal with the soldier now. He's dead. Although he's really taking it to Arjuna. I should be able to do 16k, 17k in one chain. Okay, so 5 enemies. I want you to get rid of this stupid large-scale annihilator because always a pain in the ass. Man, I've been getting out recently, and I don't know why. If anything, I've been eating less. I don't know what's causing my body to retain extra weight. Okay, gotta deal with the assassin. Ivan does have a 100% crit, so I kind of wanted to go for the Olympus soldier then. So many stars! Well, Ivan chain. Love to see it. Nice. Crit, please. Nice. Awesome. Now we just gotta deal with the anti-personnel annihilator device. Which unfortunately has another Ivan chain. So that's not helpful.
はい、ええ。死んで
Wait, do we just crit on him?
動くな。顔を上げなさい。
No. Awesome. Oh wow.
死に惑いなさい。
Alright, this is finish it.
顔を上げなさい。B、わかえ。
And that should be section 19 done.
すべてを見なさい。すべてを見抜きなさい。我が
And then section 20 is a real exciting one.
そのまま凍りなさい。
Yeah, we're getting
いつか
close to the
時の
end.
日も来るでしょう。
Wow. Didn't think I actually get a bond up here.
Olympian guards have joined the fray, and there are more hostile enemies incoming. Still, they're not the only force to be reckoned with. That ought to take care of all the ones from the north. Adelaide, Macarius.
Connecting to the remains of Prometheus Hephaestus transmission network now. Linking spaces and transmitting matter. Prepare for instantaneous expansion.
All right. There's that spatial distortion. Come forward, Stemphalides.
Everyone, get on! Get on board!
Preparing Stemphalides for flight. Unfurling beams sail. Releasing safeties. All artificial gravity systems are green. Igniting reactor. Firing up the engine. All flight preparations complete. Macarius.
Let's go, Stemphalides! Blackwing! Oh.
At this speed, we ought to reach the Great Orbital Shrine in under a minute. And we still have over an hour until noon. We're going to make it, Master.
Wait! Something's coming at us from the ground. No, scratch that. It's more like 10, 20 somethings. Damn it. They just keep multiplying. Shit! It's a bunch of autonomous weapons and Olympian soldiers using flight spells to catch up with us.
Ha! So they're lining themselves up nice and neat for us, huh? That works out perfectly. I'm gonna blow them all away at once to get them back for all those times they slow us down. Hey twins, heads up. I'm taking over this aircraft. Huh? I can tell from this thing's scent that it's chock full of Athena's and Hephaestus' Claironomia. So now, I'm gonna use them all the way up. That's fine. If it lets us shake off these pursuers, then please, be our guest.
Hell yeah!
Alright, here goes. Poseidon Maelstrom. The enemies are all gone. All pursuers have vanished.
What the hell?
Why do you sound so shocked?
I thought I was just gonna take at least 2 or 3 shots. Well, damn. I guess when I set out to do something, I don't screw around.
Ha! I knew I was in good condition. Come on, let's keep this up all the way to Zeus's domain.
While I do appreciate the Sea God's fury saving us, it seems to have done so at a significant cost. Indeed, the aircraft appears to be out of control.
Damn it! I can't steer anymore. We're not gonna be able to make it to the altar. Still, if nothing else, I'm gonna make sure, damn sure, we at least get to the orbital shrine. Rah!
Well, it was nice being on Lost for a while at least. Well, last.
Oh no! We're about to crash land in the Great Orbital Shrine's perimeter gardens! Stay with me, senpai! You too, foe! Foe!
And that's section 19. Yep. Alter ego. Oh god. That's annoying. Alright. And that's a great place to call for today. Ugh. So, until that next time, thank you everyone who joined me today. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.